Thank you very much, Professor Ali. I don't deserve all of what you said, but it's nice word. Very good, very good. In few minutes, we will try with my colleagues to discuss GERD. GERD, we some colleagues discussed yesterday, as far as I remember, but generally, GERD is a common problem in most. It is all over. It is like pandemic disease. It is terrible and difficult and mixed with other diseases, huh? And treatment not definite, either medical, surgical, endoscopical, etc., etc. And generally, we you look at this man putting his hand on the Lord. Acid in the wrong place. I usually say the patient goes to 3 wrong doctors: cardiologist, ENT specialist, and pulmonologist. And then they investigate and maybe give treatment, but they don't find anything. And we send to gastroenterologist to do a test into. I mean, we try PPI in the proper dose when you suspect the presence of GERD, whether it is due to weakness of the lower esophageal sphincter or due to height of the presence by itself. So, all of you know this classification, Los Angeles classification, grade 1, 2, 3, A, B, and C, and D, and we add complication. When there is mucosal break, less, no longer than 5 millimeters, then it increases to be grade B, then it coalesces more, then it more than 70, less, at least 75% of the circumference, then complication by peptic stricture, by Barrett's esophagus, by cancer. The most serious in GERD is Barrett's esophagus. And the most difficult is the perplexing symptom with the other organs like heart, lung, and larynx. Also, most difficult is the treatment is the reflux, non-acid reflux, like bile or any content of the stomach, especially after cholecystectomy and bile refluxate from small bowel out duodenum to the stomach. Most of the cases are NERD, non-erosive reflux disease. And 40% cause esophagitis. The complication is very less, about 5%. Because some doctors make patients frightened. You have GERD, you have cancer esophagus. Some known pictures to all endoscopists that you see, non-erosive reflux. It's very common. And when you send a patient to the endoscopist and he said, it's competent, no hiatus hernia, no reflux. If you don't write PPI, the patient will not benefit, because he has non-erosive reflux. Here, motility and pH meter theory. Then starts with the famous ulcers, lower ulcers, and the tongue, famous tongue, Barrett's esophagus. Here, the value of new scopes, the whether Olympus or Pentax or Fuji, the eye and the BMI, NBI, not the BMI. NVI will show immediate visualization. It is virtual biopsy, like the virtual meeting. Barrett esophagus again. Yes, the malignancy. It could be one part, it could be scattered like this. The success is to detect the Barrett and detect the precancerous lesion before it becomes, and you give proper treatment for good time with maintenance doses and rebiopsy to see the dysplasia disappeared or not. Or you cut the mucosa by mucosectomy. Yes, there is a so-called normal acid clearance. This is common. Kind of very simple. And this is the confusion, 3 important problems. Economic burden. In the very advanced countries like United States, China, Russia, and in India, all industrial countries, they count on GERD as an economical burden for absenteeism, for presentism. He's present and absent mind. Bad secretary, bad accountant. He is anxious about his colon. I have, about his esophagus. I have Barrett or not. I have H. pylori in addition or not. I will have Barrett. I have cancer because he hears and reads about this. So, billions.
In the United States,
yes.
10 billion per year.
Yes.
Yes.
I presented a lecture last year in Morocco about only economic burden of GERD. I think it was 2 parts, GERD and IBS. So we have to think of this. The problem of this patients goes to the GP. He takes it, and this equals money. Then he asks for treatment. Then repeat the treatment. I need investigation. Please repeat the scope. The patient asks because he is anxious. Okay. Lifestyle, obesity, calls for reflux, smoking, food. Some claim that citrus food and juices, carbonated drinks, caffeine, heavy meals, fatty food, spicy food, alcohol, but not evidence-based. But nice picture. See? Oh, we are hungry now. How to diagnose GERD? Symptom analysis, which sometimes is very difficult. By the way, sometimes you have gallbladder stone and the pain is here. And patients say, I have epigastralgia, they headache. He has headache in this area. Headache due to liver cirrhosis, headache due to pancreatitis, gallbladder inflammation, reflux, dyspepsia, ulcer, congestive gastroscopy. Okay. Endoscopy after real medical test. pH at the radiology. Radiology is obsolete now. Alarm symptoms زي في bleeding, hepatitis, dysphagia لو حصل او cancer, loss of weight, iron deficiency, anemia, long-standing symptoms, etc. No response to PPI. So, Professor Ali, when we give PPI, we should give the proper dose, the proper type, the proper combination, and for at least 6 weeks. Then, if good response, you maintain that. Yes, sir. ما انت اللي معلمنا يا دكتور علي. Goal of treatment to relieve pain, to relieve symptoms, heal underlying esophagitis, prevent complications, improve quality of life. For initial therapy, you have to give proton pump inhibitor. And you step down for the later. What's new? And a lot of companies now are proud of is the immediate release versus the delayed release PPI, especially omeprazole. And they propagate for it immediate release because it is mixed with bicarb, and immediate release occurs, and change of pH of the stomach. And we discussed this last week, you remember, and it is equivocal. But the well-known and evidence is that immediate release, it remains till 16 to 18 hours, more than the delayed release. But we use both. This is what we're talking about, the immediate release and the delayed release. Yeah, all PPIs delayed release. إنما immediate release bicarbonate addition. Another point, adding prokinetics to PPI. It's controversial. رأيك يا دكتور علي to combine PPI with prokinetics?
According to the latest guidelines, بيقولوا إنه البروكاينيتيك would be beneficial in patients with proved delayed gastric emptying. إنما otherwise and constipation. إنما otherwise PPI in the proper optimization of dosing, timing, and fractionation would be enough to control symptoms of GERD.
I do remember 30 years ago, there were some drugs. There was Cisapride, triple C, Cisapride. And they used to say, use Cisapride alone for GERD on consumption that it closes here. But we didn't do this. We combined with PPI. But your point is very important, that the combination is more effective and more beneficial when we have delayed gastric emptying, we have constipation, because constipation, so there is major defect in the motility of the GI. The meta survey we spoke about. On the step down, we decrease the 40 to 20 every day to every other day, 2 times per week, and weekend dose, within on demand. If you divide this patient, you will cover 5 months. This is very happy. Patient is very happy. And key part psychological. Key part psychological. And I hear one of my friends and Professor Dr. Saidari Azim, الله يرحمه, Makram Hanna. Makram Hanna was man behind success of Global Nabi. I'm here talking about him and his organization from the friendship point of view and sympathy. We with Ismail Salam, we visited Baddar, Rwanda and Ivory Coast with the drugs and the medicine القوافل الطبية in 1996 مكرم كان معانا و he gave us free medicine for poor Africans. And if you see in his factories, the medicines are not expensive as most of the Egyptian pharmaceuticals.
One of the companies produced the Sopos Pover.
Very early, very early. It was very cheap, and treatment for me as well. This is they have a lot of medicines. I'm proud to present this in the memory of Makram Mehanna and lot of products. And I thank you for being patient to listen to my ridiculous lecture.